Hello, I am Polly Middlehurst, and this is the GB Newsroom with the very latest on the news just breaking within the last 20 minutes or so that Prince Andrew is confirmed to face a civil sex assault case after a ruling in the United States. Prince Andrew to face that case over allegations he sexually assaulted a woman when she was 17, 2 decades ago. That woman, Virginia Giuffre, she is the person who is suing the Prince, claiming the abuse in 2001. The Prince and his legal team vehemently deny all allegations. Well, let's get some reaction to that judgment in the United States has come through within the last half hour or so from Lisa Bloom, who's been following this with us on GB News. She's represented some of the victims in the past. Lisa, your view on this, a judgment we've waited quite a while for.
One of the reasons the case attracted such intense attention was the growing expectation that influential figures should face the same scrutiny as everyone else. Over the past decade, public attitudes have shifted dramatically regarding allegations of misconduct, particularly when those allegations involve people with wealth, status, or institutional protection. As the discussion unfolded, questions emerged about reputation, accountability, and the responsibilities that come with public prominence. Those questions would continue to shape reactions throughout the case. But beyond the legal arguments, there was another factor that made this story impossible to ignore: the unprecedented pressure it placed on the royal institution itself. A civil claim seeks to establish liability based on a lower burden of proof than a criminal prosecution, making these proceedings important avenues for individuals seeking legal remedies even when criminal charges are not involved.
And the case against the Duke of York, 61 years old, hoping to get off on this. Now the next few years looking quite different for him. How does the legal case now pan out? When are we like to get this hearing? This year, next year?
Well, that's right. So the case does go forward. The next stage is called the discovery phase, where attorneys like me force the other side to come in and give a deposition, which is answering questions live under oath. A court reporter takes it all down. It's usually recorded by video as well. So Prince Andrew will certainly have to sit for his deposition, as will Virginia and any other witnesses. Both sides have the power to issue subpoenas, to get documents, to get other witnesses who may have information to come forward. That discovery phase usually takes about a year, and after that, there will be a trial in the case.
We have been waiting, as I said, Lisa, quite a while for this. We were prepared to break it as a decision on our news channel, and already, I would say about a week ago. What do you read into this length of time that's gone by, and indeed this 46-page decision by Judge Lewis Kaplan? Can we read something into that length of time? Was this a very complicated legal argument, or was it a 50-50 call, do you think, in your view?
No.
One of the most significant aspects of this case was its effect on the public image of the monarchy. Institutions that have existed for centuries often depend on public confidence, and controversies involving prominent members can create challenges that extend far beyond the individuals directly involved. At the same time, legal proceedings and public opinion do not always move in the same direction. What matters in a court of law can differ significantly from what influences public perception. Understanding that distinction helps explain why this case generated such widespread debate across media platforms and among audiences worldwide. Transition, yet perhaps the most lasting impact of this story lies not in the headlines.
Prince Andrew, of course, I'll reiterate, and his legal team vehemently deny any wrongdoing. And if you look at it another way, Lisa, this could be an opportunity for Prince Andrew to clear his name.
Well, it could be, and I don't expect that to happen, though. I think he's going to continue to fight the case through his attorneys. I don't expect him to come out publicly and say that he did this. I think he's always denied it, as you say. I think he's going to continue to deny it, and he's going to continue to fight the case. I'd be very surprised if we have any other outcome than that.
Well, he's not an ordinary individual, so perhaps we shouldn't be expecting an ordinary outcome. You're the lawyer in all this,
True.
You're the expert, but what about the fact that his position is that he is a member of the royal family, said to be the Queen's favourite son? Is an out-of-court settlement something that we could perhaps expect?
Well, those are good points. And 95% of these cases end in an out of court settlement. I've been doing high profile sexual assault cases for many, many years. That's how almost all of them end. But in this case, I don't see Virginia accepting anything other than an admission that this happened and an apology to her and payment of a significant amount of compensation. And I just don't see him doing that. So I think he's going to continue to fight the case.
So a civil trial then looming, one presumes, at the Central Courthouse in central Manhattan in New York, possibly for the autumn months of this year. What are we expecting Virginia Giuffre to say? Will she have to stick to her previous allegations, or can she augment those?
Well, she generally does need to stick to her story. She will stick to the story that she has in the written complaint that she's filed in this case, in which she accuses Prince Andrew of sexually abusing her when she was underage. She says that she was trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell to him as well as to others. He denies that. If she has prior inconsistent statements, they can be used against her, just as at the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, which I attended, some of the prior inconsistent statements from the victims were used against them. Ultimately, it wasn't that significant to the jury who convicted Ghislaine Maxwell. But yes, the defense will come in with anything they have to use against her. I expect them to put up a significant fight.
Not forget Virginia Giuffre's allegations denied by the prince and his team, but she says she was the victim of trafficking when she was underage, 17 years old, 2 decades ago, and she was abused by the late billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, who of course was a good friend of Prince Andrew. That in itself doesn't make Prince Andrew guilty, but of course there are photographs of him chatting to Jeffrey Epstein, and there is that photograph of him with his hand around the waist of Virginia Giuffre. Are those items that will be likely to be shown in court, do you think, in the autumn?
Absolutely. Those items will come into evidence. They will be very important pieces of evidence because we know that Prince Andrew says he doesn't remember ever meeting her. Well, there's that photo. He has said that the photo is doctored. Well, let's see if there's proof of that or not. She says it's not. It's just a simple snapshot from 20 years ago. And so we will see. That photograph clearly puts them together with Ghislaine Maxwell smiling in the background. And Virginia says Jeffrey Epstein is the one who actually snapped that photo.
Just lastly, then, Lisa, if you can, in a nutshell, your reaction to this, and indeed those around you, if you've had a chance to touch base with them today.
Has society entered an era where reputation can be challenged as quickly as authority is established? And are long-standing institutions prepared for that reality? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do cases like this strengthen public accountability, or do they reveal deeper challenges facing major institutions? If you found this analysis insightful, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because the next chapter in the ongoing debate about power, responsibility, and public trust may be closer than many people think.